Lisa, maybe if we check back in late February, we'll know how big this victory was tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big. I think we can already say it's a big game. It's a big win. The way the conference is going to work out this year, I think that you never know what's going to happen then, and who knows beyond then. But for our team, I think it shows that it's a big loss not having him out there with us today, and that we've continued. It's not like we have to take a step back from getting better because something like that happens. So hopefully, the biggest part about the win is not who you played or who got the win or the loss or the future. It's just that our team should know that we are capable with whoever we have. Other people will step up. Vonnie stepped up big. I know she's kind of been a huge part of what we do, but she stepped up. We can all agree she has a career high on a night where we were joking yesterday that she needed to be available for 40 minutes. That I promised her I wouldn't play her 40. And so we were joking about how she played and whatever. And she has a huge rebound at the end. Their team's, 3 or 4 starters are fouled out, and that's not the case on our team. And so the way she played, I think the way that Allie and Inesh, I know they ended up with some turnovers. Handling that pressure for that amount of time is not easy to do. None of us in this room could do it. I promise you that. So just the way that they are doing that for our team. Having Bree, I know Bree didn't shoot the ball well. Bree gives us a calming presence out there and a threat. I think Taylor getting 8 rebounds. There's just so many things where our team got better today, and that's our goal every day. So I think we can go ahead and say big time win, even for those things. I know you're alluding to something with championships and those things, which we're always chasing. But like,
postseason seeding and things like that.
yeah, I think that's great. You just got to take care of business every day. And in our conference this year, we still have a lot of good teams. Still, we have 3 teams we haven't seen yet, who I think are pretty good. So there's just so much to it.
Yeah.
So what went through trying to beat a team like this twice and being able to not only knock them off there, I mean, that's 3 losses on the season, and y'all gave them 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I think our team executed the game plan. I think not perfectly. The goal is not to give anybody 20 points. The goal is never to lose by 10 in the fourth. Those aren't the thing. We out rebounded them. I wish it was a more sizable rebound margin, but that was a big goal for us. And then you have to, when you play Portland, the style that they play, you just have to be comfortable in the mud and in the muck, and you're going to be trapped, and you're going to turn it over, and then you got to get back, and then they're going to drive it at you, and then you're going to foul, and then you got to come down, and you don't get clean offense, you don't get clean defense. Nothing is clean. I don't even know what we were doing defensively for half of the time, to be honest with you. Jordan made a comment. I was never been so confused on our zone defense, and I'm with him. I didn't know what we were doing, but you just have to kind of be comfortable and uncomfortable, and I think that we've seen them. Some teams haven't, you know what I mean? Not as much. And so that's just the style that they play. And it's hard to go against because they're athletic and they're physical and they rebound and they make free throws and they make shots. And so I think that that's the best thing our team did. And I don't know about the other games, just the ones that I've seen, but our team was able to be comfortable in that, bit of mess and have a next play mentality. Again, that's something we're saying to them a lot. They're not perfect, but next play. And we did that right up until we got down a couple times, right? I think it changed back and forth maybe a couple times in that last minute, right? Next play, Vonnie. We had a good look. We didn't make it, but go get the rebound. So.
That third quarter, I thought what really got you guys going was really your defense. They committed 7 turnovers in that quarter, and I thought most of them were forced by what you guys were doing.
Yeah, we helped each other out really well at that time. I think that Sheer was 1-on-1 or trying to go 1-on-1 some of the time, and we had good helpers in there. I think I'm not sure if Maisie had fouled out yet at that time, but Alexis Mark, like those are great athletes who are capable of that, and that we just didn't leave anybody on an island. And so then when you don't have an angle or a step on them and you can't get past them, then that happens with sometimes with our turnovers. If someone's in front of you, then that's when it happens. So I thought Taylor, Vonnie, Esther, the rest of them, but those guys took turns on Sheer and Mark and trying to keep them out of the paint, not foul, and they did a good job.
They were able to hold you guys to 18% from the 3-point line, just probably due to that pressure in the backcourt and stuff. But I'm wondering, what are your plans for the guards as they continue to play these defensively strong teams that may force them to become more ball handling and
Yeah, I think, a lot of what we do is predicated on help. So we draw help and then we find open teammates and we share the ball really well. And today, I think they make you rush, right? And so that's part of the plan. It's to turn you over, but it's also to speed you up and have nothing that's clean and easy. So there are some things we can do with the interior that will draw some help better in some different ways and then open it up for our guards. They got to stay confident. We joked at halftime that if I see any of you guys turning down a three because your percentage isn't great right now, then there's going to be a problem. And so I think this is probably an anomaly based on how we've shot the ball. We're going to have to work through it. It can happen to anybody, but I think that we have some things in our package where we can draw some more help and make sure that we're finding the open player.
Can you give us a status on Mount?
No, she's in the concussion protocol. So we're hoping that it's not going to take very long because we would love to have her back. Yeah, we would love to have her back. A different situation than it was before, but it's a 5-day minimum or whatever they have, and she went to it earlier this week. So we'll see. It's day to day, but
So
she wasn't here today
you're
just
hopeful.
to minimize symptoms and whatever, and it was loud. So if noise is an issue, then she would have had a headache. So.
Is Bree still under a minutes restriction?
She is. Yeah, she's bumped up. Today she had 15, which I think she played 15. So, yes, she's on the minutes restriction still, but she's getting closer to out of that, whatever, I think. I don't know if they'll ever be, you can play her 35, but I think she's getting closer. Taylor's not. She's done with that right now.
Obviously, kind of the end of an era with Macy coming to the Kevin play. Just how cool is it, like, to see these kids that grow up in the area and get excited to have good performances, even if it's against you. So.
Yeah, I never want them to have a good performance against us. I can't speak. I never want her to have a good performance against us. I don't want anyone to do that, but she's a great player and she's a great person. And like I said, we talked earlier about how I went to school with her dad here at Gonzaga for some of my PhD classes, and a good family who you want to see succeed at the next level. So I wish her. I know that we might end up with them again, depending on what happens in Vegas. But besides that, I'm glad that she got to play in front of this kind of environment. Multiple times, actually. Our crowd was very supportive of her in the beginning until they weren't. And she's tough. And I'm not going to be sad to not have to game plan for her because really she can do most everything out there on the court.
Anyone else?
Can you speak to just Bonnie beyond just the points and the rebounding and the stats? Like her ability to inbound the ball was great tonight. And then also just the passion she puts into going for loose balls and that one play in the moment where Allie threw it to her and she goes for it and then there's a foul and the whole crowd erupts just knowing that she just puts so much passion into the game.
Yeah, she really is I don't know how many tools they say in basketball, 5 tools. I mean, there's not much that she can't do. Against these guys, if there was an issue with Vaughn or with Allie or Nesh, she would be the next point guard on our team, and she's 0% a point guard. But just the poise that which she plays with, the skill set that she has, I think she's grown tremendously, and we needed her to bring the ball in bounds. You saw she's not flying out there. She's not making. I don't think she had any turnovers on entries to those guys, it's two-person job. So, but she was getting it to Nesh or Allie or Taylor or Bree right when they needed the ball, and she was very composed in the middle. So she drew 11 fouls. And she only had 2 of her own. So I just think, she's a hell of a basketball player. She's a high-level draft pick, and she's going to have a long career, and then she's going to fix us all as a doctor after. So she's a pretty remarkable person.
Coach, you guys are now sitting at first place in the WCC standings. Just what does that mean to you guys, and kind of what did it take to get to this point, considering where your season started and the journey that you guys have been on so far?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked about it a single time. It's one of the goals that we had set at the beginning of the year. And then I think somewhere through the middle of our non-conference, we shifted just our attitude to just getting better. Because the way that the conference is set up, there's a lot of conference left. So being at the top now is one thing. We want to be at the top of the end. And so I think that you lose sight of that if you don't focus on every day of practice and every game. So not too much. But it is a goal that we have every year, and we will continue to have every year. And as you add in, some other quality opponents, it's gotten harder, and it's just going to keep getting harder, I think. And everybody gives us their best. So I think that it gives you a little bit of wiggle, maybe, because now you know that other people have to do their things. You just have to take care of yourself, but not even really, because we still have some really good teams that we have to play. So we just got to focus on one day at a time, one game at a time, and figure out how we're going to get better tomorrow. So when we play on Saturday, we're a better team than we were today.